Hello again. This is your weekly update. I just want to make sure that I can get it to you again 8 days ahead of when an assignment is due. That's why it's being released to you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. That's when every single update in this entire course will be released to you. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the ideas that we need to cover in this video. I'm going to try to make it brief. I'll try to keep it to maybe 6 or 7 minutes. All right, one thing I do want to call your attention to is up here on the announcements. I've had some of you pop into the session at 8 a.m. on Monday. Some of you, my understanding is that have gone to other sessions going forward. So, look for this resource and make sure that you can use this resource as you go forward, because it is an excellent resource. It gives you access to either me or another instructor on campus who can help you, who can duplicate some of that classroom experience for you. But all that information is contained right here, and you have direct access to all of those links throughout here. If for some reason we have to change or update the links, it's automatically going to do it. But you can see a list. You do not have to attend a session that I am in charge of. You can attend, again, any of these sessions that you see here, because all of the instructors are going to be addressing the same content from the same week, because they all have the same stuff in their course. Okay, with that in mind, let's go back over here to the modules just for a quick second, because that's the other thing I want to talk about. In the session, for those who showed up, one of the big questions, which was a really good question, was what exactly am I supposed to be introducing and concluding right here inside this peer editing assignment? Inside of each module, you have a single paper that's due, and the paper is built from the assignments that preceded. So this final paper here, a purpose and audience paper, will be built from your introduction and conclusion that you do here in these two assignments, and from your body paragraph that you'll do here in these assignments. If you see an E on the end of it, that is a peer editing assignment, and then this is your final submission for it, so make sure you don't mix those up. Make sure you submit to the peer editing board, reply to other peers, help them with their work, and then once you get that feedback and you use that feedback, then you submit it to your instructor. Your instructor will give you some feedback as well, and then you can use all that feedback to improve your writing so that way you have the best possible writing as you move into your essay. Up here, again, the 1.0 materials contain a written account, written and audiovisual resources that can help you. So for example, if you come into the brainstorming page right here, you can find access to a podcast. You also have, other resources scattered throughout. I believe in thesis statements, there's a video, for example. If you don't want to have to dig through all the modules to find that, you can come up here to a list of audiovisual video resources and use that list in order to sort the list to find what you need or want. So you can sort by podcast or videos or what have you. Again, the goal is to make sure that you don't feel alone and that you can have some of that classroom experience. Okay, coming down here into the assignments, again, the introduction and conclusion is going to be for this first paper. The first paper is based on a difficult situation that you faced at a job. And your audience is going to be a hiring committee who's interested in how you handled this difficult situation in order to evaluate what kind of worker you would be. So you have to tell a story, and then you have to use that story to prove a point. One of the ways that I did this inside the session that we had, at 8 a.m. on Monday, was I talked about, for example, when I used to work at a pizza place a long time ago, the pizza was coming out of the oven too fast. It was like a Friday night, and things are just moving too quickly, and the pizza fell off the end of the oven and fell face down and on the floor, and we're in the middle of a rush. If I were in a hiring committee and I wanted to illustrate that was a difficult circumstance for me, the thing that I would concentrate on is my reaction to that. I kept working. I kept going. I kept pulling other pizzas off. I didn't let this stop me. I didn't just stand there and stare at it. I kept pulling pizzas off, and when the shift was over, I went to my manager and explained what happened and offered to pay for it because it was my fault that the pizza had fallen off. Those are the types of things that a hiring committee would look for. So I've identified a difficult circumstance, in this case, a mistake I made, accountability, willingness to keep working even through setbacks. And again, those are the kinds of things that a hiring committee are going to want to see. So with that in mind, that's, what your purpose and audience paper is going to be about. You need to get your story in mind, and then you're going to do your introduction and conclusion on it. Now I've clicked into the editing assignment. You can go directly from the editing assignment into the final submission. It contains a link to your description. I mentioned before that, you have these drop-down boxes here. This is a one-paragraph summary, and then you have extended instructions that give you step-by-step directions on how to do this assignment. So you have basically two different versions of telling you, how you can go about doing this. But once you have that, the first thing you want to do is make sure on the syllabus that you submit your paragraph or your paragraphs to this discussion board here using reply, and then somebody else is going to respond to those by the actual deadline. So you kind of have two different time periods in which you're submitting something here. Again, the first one is your paragraph. That's going to be a good chunk of the points that you earn, 70 points. And then your response. I can give a little bit of credit for late work on this, but I can't give any credit for late work on that. Okay? All right. So with that in mind, again, it's very straightforward. You know your topic. You should be thinking about your story. You need to write an introduction and conclusion about that. And then you need to post it to this discussion board by the date, and then respond to other people by the second date listed for the discussion board. Okay? Again, all of those dates can be found on the course syllabus, on the course calendar, down here at the very bottom, and have reminders and whatnot on there. So submit your paragraphs for 1.1e to the discussion board. That has to be done by Tuesday, and then you're actually going to have this thing handed in by Thursday. And by the way, this is something that the college has assigned. Their due date is Wednesday, so that's why I want to briefly mention that, because I said all my due dates are Thursday. That's not one of my due dates, but you still need to have this done anyway. Okay, again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. Otherwise, what I will do is send out another video, another update like this on Wednesday of next week, and we'll get you rolling through the course. I hope to see some more of you in the updates, the sessions that we have, and I look forward to talking to you.